Hey y'all, it's your girl T Speaks, and I'm back with another video. So I'm up here trying to upload my weekly vlog, and this is my third time trying to upload it. So you know what? I was like, listen, I gotta get some content out. I need to talk to my people. I need to let y'all get a little bonus this week since my video's not been uploaded on Sunday like it was supposed to. All the computer stuff, y'all. All the computer stuff. So anyway, so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and go live. I'm kind of dumb. This is a rare thing for me to be sitting here eating McDonald's. Because y'all don't have to eat McDonald's like that. But we're going to eat it today. Yeah, so it's going to be like a little mukbang / story time. And yeah, y'all get a 2-for-1 today. Alright, so let me get myself together. I'm trying to get myself together. Let me get myself together. Now let's go ahead and jump into the story time. Now, the story time is going to be about house fire. So I had a house fire, y'all. This is not recent. This happened about. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me see. This happened in. It had to be 2014, 15. I don't know the exact date, year or anything, but it was like in 2014 or 15. This was my first apartment. I've lived in about 3 or 4 other places since then. All, of course, before purchasing my home. So, let's go and get into it. I got me some nuggets. I got a 10-piece chicken nugget and some sweet and sour sauce. Hot mustard, not honey, hot mustard. I got a fry and an Oreo McFlurry. So we're gonna be talking, y'all. We're gonna chit chat. Let me get comfortable. So I like to eat my fries first, so that's probably what I'm gonna eat first. I'm gonna switch it over. So like I said, I had a house fire, more like an apartment fire because, like I said, I was living in an apartment. This was my first apartment that I had lived on my own in when I moved out from home. So, little background on the apartment. It's super cute, super quaint apartment. It was like, let me think, maybe 600 square feet, 590 to 600 square feet. Okay. The only reason why I can remember that is because I remember the ad when I was looking for the apartment and found it. It was like a 600 square foot, real small apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. But it was like a condo. So the condo had a little lake in the back. It was super cute. It was gated, you know. So I thought I was doing the thing. I was like maybe 20. No, I was probably like 21, 22 at the time. So, you know, I thought I was doing something, and I had just looked up on this condo. I just looked up on this condo. I found it online. I went and saw it, and I'm like, she only wants what? This amount of money? This is pennies compared to what they're charging for regular apartments. So, like I said, it was like on the 5th floor, super cute, super quaint. Had it decked out, had all my little furniture in there, you know, little bed, all that good stuff, y'all. So, this one day, what I used to do, because I thought I was, not Martha Stewart, but like, you know, little home person. I got into candles. I got into burning candles a lot. I like, you know, would come to my apartment, walk in and it smells like something, you know what I'm saying? Always been just a fragrance girl for real, but candles, incense, stuff like that, I was always like it. So I bought these candles, and I had them on. Now, at this time, I worked for the same company I work for now. I worked in an office that was about an hour away. So I drove an hour to work and an hour back home every day. Why? Because when they're making the coins, they give you the coins to do it, you're willing to do it. It got over quick though. Anyway, back on track. So, what happened? Okay, so, like I said, I was commuting back and forth an hour. So I think I had burned the candle the night before. That's what I can remember. burned the candle the night before. I just let it burn continuously. I never blew it out. Let it burn continuously. What could it hurt, right? Okay. The candle's burning in my room on my nightstand. I remember my apartment like clear as day. My bed was pushed against the wall like this. I had a nightstand on either side, and the nightstands were full, and it was raining, so I got the bed because it was an upholstered bed that went up. Of course, it had the little upholster, and then the frame was wood. Now the nightstands, they had like this add-on back to them to where it connected the nightstands to the bed, and it all looked like one piece. So it was really cool. Not in this situation though. So I laugh about it now. I was crying then. So I go to work this random day, drive myself to work. Mind you, I didn't have no kids, nothing, you know, just doing me. Drive to work, went in. I left the house usually about 7 o'clock. No later than 7 o'clock that I used to leave my house because I know the traffic was going to get bad. And I'm telling you this because you can get an idea of how long it had burned that day. So, no later than 7 o'clock, I left the house. Everything was perfect, everything was fine. The candle sitting on my nightstand. Not the one that I slept on the left hand side, more on the right hand side. I let it burn down. So I'm at work. I worked the whole day. They didn't give me a straw, did they? Hot dog on me. Whatever. So so I worked all day till about, I would say, from 8 o'clock, I worked from 8. I usually work from 8 to 5. That was my schedule. And I think I got a call at like 2 o'clock, 2:30, right? Now, mind you, I usually don't answer my phone if I don't know who the caller is. Not accepting my phone, I'm not expecting a call. I'm not answering, okay? But I got a call, and it was a local number because of the area code. Now, where I worked, completely different area code. So I'm like, that's weird. Who's calling me from this area code? They called once. They called once. I didn't answer. Missed call. They called again. I think they left a voicemail. They left a voicemail. Voicemail says, "Hi, we're calling this message from Tierra, whatever. And this is from the West Palm Beach Fire Department. We're calling to let you know that your unit caught fire today, and we need to speak with you further." What? Excuse me? I'm at my cubicle like, what? Say what now? So, okay, so I was like freaking out at that point. In this office that I worked at, I was cool with a lot of people there. Like, really cool. Like, one of the people I started working with in that office is now my son's daughter. Real cool people. So they were like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "Oh my God." Now, I might have in my early 20s. I was even more dramatic than I am now. I was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what to do. Oh Lord." It was like, "What?" I'm like, "It's like this phone call, this voicemail. I said, my apartment caught on fire. Can you believe it?" And they were like, "So what else? Are you like what?" Like, they're like, "You're still here?" No, what you mean? Yeah, I'm still here. I gotta finish my work day. Now, mind you, we didn't get paid hourly or salary. But I'm like, yeah, what? So they were like, "You should probably go and see what's going on. You should probably leave work like right now. This is an emergency." I was like, I don't even know the details. I didn't call them. I just came and told y'all because I was just like so flabbergasted. They're like, "Beat the call. You need to call back and see what's going on." So I called back and I talked to the firefighter. And I told him who I am, got a voicemail. "Oh yeah, Miss So and So. We're calling to let you know that your apartment, your unit, caught fire today, and we had to go in and put the fire out." And I'm sitting here like, get to it. Is there anything there? Like, get to it. Let me know what's going on. So He was like, did you have something burning in here? I think you had like a candle or something. And I was like, yeah, I had a candle. And for some reason, after the first panic, like after the first, like when they called the voicemail, I panicked. After that, like the panic randomly went away. I was like, okay. I don't know why, it was weird. But so they finally got to it and they were like, well, there is some damage here. Most of the damage is going to be from the soot and the hole we had to put in the wall to make sure that there was no additional fire behind the wall. They couldn't confirm it was the candle that caught fire. They didn't know it was like in the wall or something, or like a mechanical issue or whatever. So they're like, everything's okay. You'll get like a notice or something in the mail from us telling you what happened, and possibly a bill depending on what our investigation confirms what started the fire and all this. And there's nobody, nobody was hurt or anything, just blah blah blah, just going on and on. So we got off the phone, so you probably I work in the county from where we're at, and they were like, well, by the time you get here we'll be gone. We just normally call people and tell them exactly what happened or whatever. Mind you, I'm just chill. I don't know why I'm so chill. Like all my stuff, all my furniture, everything I work for is in this apartment. But let me tell my crew, my people, whatever. And excuse me. And they were like, girl, you need to get your behind in the car. They went and told my supervisor, because my supervisor was cool like that. They were like, she needs to go home. Her apartment just caught fire. She don't know what's going on. She's so nonchalant, chill. She needs to figure out what's going on. Like, they had to force me to leave. So I ended up leaving. And as I'm leaving, I'm driving home, like this hour drive home. I get a call from my landlord on the unit. She was like, hey, I got a call from the fire department, blah, blah, blah. Is everything okay? How was the damage? What happened or whatever? I'm like, listen, I'm on my way home now. I let you know, they told me, most damage that was soot. Whatever. I left out some important details, but we're gonna get to that. So, I get home. The building's aired out. So the building, like an inside building, it was kind of like an indoor hotel type. So once you got to the actual building I lived in, you had to use like a master key to get in. You had to go up the elevator, and then like you were still inside, if that makes sense. So when I get there, all the doors are open. It's not funny how all the doors are open. It was kind of still smoky, like you can smell like it was like smoke somewhere. And I'm so embarrassed, y'all. I'm so embarrassed. And at this point, I had stopped taking the elevator because the elevator was so tiny. I had got stuck in that elevator one time. And I promised myself that I would never, ever, ever take the elevator. So I walked up the 5 flights of stairs. This was all over the 5 flights of stairs, just like a bunch of my neighbors standing around in the hallway, chit-chatting and talking. So I opened the door, I walked through, and they're like, one guy, so he's trying to be facetious, young guy, young butthead. Oh, by the way, you had a fire today. And I stopped and I looked at him, I said, oh really? No shit. Like I literally said that. So I keep walking past him or whatever, and get to my unit. Child, they kicked the door down. When I tell you they took the door down, they kicked the freaking door down. I'm putting my key in the door. There's no door to like, let me explain this. I'm trying to like go and get my key to put it in the door. It's already open. It's not closed. Like the door is literally hanging on by a sneeze. Like a simple achoo! And it would have been gone. The door would have been gone, okay? So the door has soot all over it. You can see, it's so bad that you can see sunlight in between where the door is supposed to meet the wall. Completely and utterly tore up. I'm like, well, man. So I open up the door. First thing I see, soot all over. I remember because I had some light colored paint throughout the whole house, and it's like a peach color. There was like black soot all over it. And then from there, I had I went to my room. That was dope. I walked in and I saw, because when you walked in, my sliding glass door was there. They completely removed the blinds. So I had no blinds. Blinds completely gone. They like destroyed them. I guess to get outside. I don't know really know how to hit outside. Maybe whatever was on fire hit to that. I don't know. That was gone. There's soot all over my sofa. I had a sofa almost the same color as this, but it was like a microfiber material. So there's like black soot all over there. It was just like a soot rain shower came down and just sprinkled all over the freaking apartment. So from there, I'm like, let me go in my room, assess the damage. I get in my room, just the worst, of course, because that's where the fire was. Walls are just completely black. Like you can just put your hand down the wall like this, and it's just like soot coming up everywhere. It was so terrible and embarrassing. Oh my gosh. So then, like I said, the candle was sitting on the nightstand, so the nightstand was like all melted up. It had just melted everything, like it's plastic and glass just everywhere. So I'm guessing what happened was the candle got so hot it exploded. And when it exploded, the fire just spread up the wooden nightstand that I was telling you guys about. That's connected to the bed, and it went up the wall. Thank goodness it didn't get to the bed, because if it got to the bed, that fire would have been way worse, okay? Way, way, way worse. So, there's this, so I get to the room, and I see where the nightstand was on that wall. There's a huge hole. The hole is about the size of a soccer. No, in between the size of a baseball and a soccer ball. And that was where they allegedly had to go in and see if there was any fire behind the wall. Soot everywhere, hole in the wall. Nightstand is completely burnt. From the top to the bottom, it's just black. It was brown. It was a brown wood, and it's black. Crazy. Like I said, soot was just everywhere, all over my bed, all over my bedspread, my carpet. It was just a mess. So again, landlord keeps calling me, blowing me up. What's going on? Can you send me pictures? What? Granted, it's her property, so I understand her concern. So I just explaining to her, walking her through, telling her everything that the damages that was there, and she's like, can you see pictures? So I'm like, yeah, not a problem, because she did not live locally, so she couldn't just pop up and come see it. So I sent her the pictures, got off the phone with her. Before I got off the phone with her, she was like, well, so what are we going to do to fix this? And I was like, before I can even respond, she's like, I don't have insurance. What? Man, how do you have insurance? Let me know. Why you ain't got no insurance? Explain it to me. So I have no insurance. So I was like, okay, well, once I figure it out, once I get my thoughts together, we'll come up with a plan. We'll figure it out. Mind you, like, none of my stuff was really damaged, and I felt the damage was minimal. The door was really not my responsibility because, no, let me not say my responsibility. That's the wrong person. The door was like, how can I explain? The door was maintained by the condo association. Oh, I forgot. Speaking of doors, so rewind a little bit back. The fire department not only kicked in my door, but the neighbors on either side of the door and some other neighbors further down the hallway, because they wanted to make sure nobody was in there, for the fire. I gotta tell you that. So I was so embarrassed. I felt so bad. I felt horrible. Like, now I can kind of chuckle at it, but I felt so bad. I was so embarrassed. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna think I'm an idiot. People are gonna not gonna be bothered with me. Like, my neighbor's gonna hate me. I just felt like really weird. And my neighbors had like a new baby. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. It was an accident. But anyway, so after seeing all that, looking at my door, everybody else's door, I'm like, I'm not sure what to do. Now, here's the icing on the cake. They'll turn my electricity off. Again, as a precaution, because they weren't sure where the source was coming from. I mean, they saw the killer, but they couldn't confirm it. So, they turned my electricity off. And I had to wait until, they told me I had to wait until the fire marshal came out, did an inspection to confirm what, you know, that it wasn't like an electric issue or faulty wiring. So, I had no electricity. So I called my cousin, because at this point, I don't know what to do. I'm like 21, 22 years old, I have no idea what to do. Never been through this. It's just like a big mess. So my cousin is like mine. Like some people have troubles and they call their mom instantly. Like they can't think of something or it's just too much, they immediately call their mom. For me, I immediately call my cousin. He's the more rational, he's very rational, and if I'm wrong, he's gonna tell me I'm wrong. If I'm right, he'll tell me I'm right. If I'm like stuck, not sure what decision to make, he's gonna tell me. That's just like he's like my life coach. I tell people, this is more of my life coach, okay? Because whenever I'm having some type of meltdown of any sort, I call him. Mind you, I live in Florida, he lives in California. But baby, we make it work, okay? We make it work. So I call him. I'm sitting for some reason I left the apartment. I'll tell you why, probably because it was hot, because there was no air, because there was no electricity. So I get back in my car, and I remember driving, I live close to a Home Depot, so I remember driving down the street to a Home Depot, sitting in the parking lot, and I called my cousin, and my cousin is a corporate person, and a lot of times he takes his, customers out, like to outings, dinners, things like that. So he's not a person that's always going to be by his phone, if that makes sense. So I called him. I think I called him twice. Called him. Now normally that's a huge no for me. I usually don't call people back to back unless it's an emergency. If I call you back to back, it's an emergency. It's an emergency. I don't call you back to back like that. Because I don't like calling me back to back like that. Because I think it's like insane. So I called him once, I didn't get an answer. I called him back. He knew it had to be something because I called him twice. So he answered the phone. He's like, again, taking his one of his clients out to dinner. He's like, hey, is everything okay? First thing he answers. I was like, no, it's not okay. It's not. I'm not crying. I'm just like, no, it's not okay. I don't know what to do. I need your help. So I tell him, what happened. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, had a fire. I don't know what to do. My door is barely hanging on. Excuse me, it won't lock. My electricity is completely out. There's a hole in the wall. Like, I'm telling him all this stuff, and he's like, and then he's like, I'm gonna have to call you back. He's like, first things first, you need to get it locked, get your lock changed on your door, and get your lock changed on the door so your stuff is safe. I was like, okay, I'm in the Home Depot parking lot right now. I'm gonna go ahead over there and go. And I don't remember if I ended up getting a lock or not. Because in my mind, that door was unfixable. I didn't care if a lock or anything was there. But mind you, I explained it to him, but of course, he didn't see pictures or anything like that. So he wasn't, sure. So he's like, I'll call you back. So he ended up calling me back later on that evening. And, totally understand because work comes before anything. So, yeah, coins. Thanks. Super Mario coins. Ding! So he called later. By this time, I'm just like, I went to the apartment. I'm sitting there in the dark like a fool. I have my phone, but what else am I supposed to do? I can't sit in the car all night. I gotta go in the apartment. So he calls me and we talk it out and we try to devise a plan or whatever to fix things and get things going. And he's like, well, first you need to get the door fixed. Second, you need to get the electricity on. You can't live in a house with no electricity. So I called, I made plans the next day to call the city, and they were giving me the runaround, of course, because that's just how life goes. So they gave me the runaround, and I think they told me they gave me like a tentative date, and I went to work for for a couple days, and They never showed up. Now, as I'm going through all this, I remember I have a trip to New York planned. I already paid for it. When I booked it, I paid for it all. Paid for the flight. I paid for my hotel. I want to say the fire happened on a Thursday, right? And then I think the fire maybe happened like on Thursday, and then like the flight was like on that Monday or Tuesday. So I'm like, ooh, yeah, I already paid for my flight. And at this point, I ain't never been to New York. I'm supposed to go to New York to see my dad. Oh, I'm going. New York is on my bucket list. Oh, I'm going. So, my cousin was like, are you really still going on this trip? Like, your house just caught on fire. You have no door. You have no electricity. I was like, and yes. And I am, yes, I'm going. Yeah, I have electricity anyway, so why not? Nothing's going on here. Ain't nothing going on with the rent. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. So a few days go by, and nothing really happens. Everything's at a pretty much standstill. I had already called my coworkers or whatever when I got home at night. So then what happened? And everything was pretty much the same. And for like a couple days until my trip comes. So by then, we had like a tentative plan, but we haven't like completely put a plan together, like enforced and ready to go. But I went on my trip to New York and had a good time. Now while I was there, I ended up getting a call from like the city or whatever, and they had finally called me back and we scheduled them to come and do the lights or whatever. So they came and did that while I was gone. By the time I got back, I had lights. Now, the whole time I was there on the trip, of course, I was like concerned. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I didn't think of a plan, whatever. And then, y'all, I made a GoFundMe account. I didn't have a plan, but I was like, whatever the plan is, it's going to be expensive. And now I don't know if I got the money for it. So I ended up making a GoFundMe account. No, I didn't get a penny. Not one red cent. Not a red cent. And like I told y'all before, the owner of the condo, she didn't have insurance. So, my awesome, amazing cousin put together a spreadsheet for me or whatever of everything I need to get done. What I needed to purchase, paint, brands, color, what I had to replace in the house, because my landlord pretty much told me you need to get it fixed, figure it out. I'll be there to check the work once it's done. So I got checkups, not monthly, I would say like weekly checkups in from her. Again, it was understandable because it's her apartment. So when I got back from New York, had my spreadsheet my cousin made for me. I went ahead and started getting to work. And then I had the right idea. I was like, oh, I have a cousin that's pretty handy. So I reached out to him. He came in and did the painting for me. Because I had to wipe down all the walls. I had to really clean them, get into them, buy certain solutions to get the soot off the walls because it was that thick. Y'all, the soot was so thick. I took a shower. Mind you, I had my fur out. I was wearing my natural hair for that around that time. And I took a shower, washed my hair. When I washed my hair, black soot was coming from my hair. Literally. I'm looking in the morning, I'm like, why is it black? I'm not that dirty. You know what I'm saying? It was soot. So that's how thick that soot was. So I ended up cleaning all the walls, and made sure my cousin came in and helped me out. Cousin that lived locally, not the one in California. And he helped me paint. So I had gotten that done. And then from there, he came and paint, and then he fixed the hole in the wall. We patched it up. It was not that serious. So now I know how to fix a hole in the wall. So if anybody acting crazy and they put a hole in your wall, call your girl T, because I got you. We did that. What else did we end up doing? We did, so those were two things that we did. And then Eventually, I found I went and got the blinds. Now, the blinds was a customized blind size because it was like a sliding glass door, and it was like a huge view. So I had to get a customized order of the blinds, so I ended up doing that. After spending after all the money I spent at least about $3,500 to $4,000. Yeah. Buying paints for the whole apartment, cleaning the carpet. I had to pay somebody to come in and clean the carpet because, mind you, there was soot on them. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe 3,000. Maybe. I don't know, y'all. Don't quote me. It was definitely in the thousands. It was over 1,000. It was literally over. I want to say like 3,500. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in that range. I had to paint. I said I had to buy paint, pay my cousin to paint, fix the hole in the wall, get some customized blinds, clean the carpet, clean the air ducts. I had to get the air ducts clean because it still smelled like smoke in there. I had to throw out all my food in the fridge because my food sat in there for a long time. Because mind you, I had been out of town, y'all, assuming that the people were going to come, turn my lights on like each day. I wake up and I'm like, they'll be here today. They'll be here today. They never came. So I ended up throwing all that food out. And then from all of that, I paid I wasn't doing it like every single day, but like I was doing it baby steps and I got it all done. And then eventually, the landlord, she came in town and she went to the apartment. She saw the apartment. She just looked around. Oh, yeah, okay. Are you sure this is freshly done? And I was like, and it was. I hired a contractor. Now, mind you, originally I was thinking about hiring one of those like smoke water people to come in. They wanted like $5,000 to $6,000 to like clean the smoking stuff from out of there. And they were like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to throw all your stuff out, especially your TVs, because all the smoke's gotten into it, the soot's gotten into it, they're not gonna work. That TV still works to this day. To this day! To this day! It still works to this day. So, of course, this is I did not go with them. I did it by myself. It was all just, preparation, not panicking. Again, I don't know why I was not as nervous as I should have been. But I really wasn't that nervous. I was more nervous about fixing everything and getting things together. But as far as like when it happened, I was just like chilling. My cousin thought I was insane because I went on my trip still. But it was hard to pay for. And I was like, you rather me stay in Florida, where my apartment has no lights, the door doesn't close, there's soot everywhere, or go ahead and go on the trip that I already planned to pay for. You do the math. Anyway, so that's what I did. But eventually I ended up moving out of the apartment, like maybe 2 years ago. 2 years from that time. And people move in and out a lot in like places where people rent their property out. So a lot of the neighbors, switch back and forth or whatever. So I really didn't have to face them, if that makes sense. Like I said, it was an honest accident, but I didn't have to face a lot of them because, people move in and out all the time. And yeah, I put the apartment back where it was. Your girl knows better now. Like my family members still to this day, they make fun. They're like, you can't have no candles, especially now I got a dog and a kid. Oh man, you can't have no candles. You better get you an incense. You can't. I learned my lesson. Lesson of the day is. The lesson of the day is. If y'all watch it, Anyway, lesson of the day is do not burn candles in your house unattended. Even if you're home, don't burn them unattended because they can explode at any second. You could be an hour away at work and it can explode. And you can be a fool like me and just sit there and be like, should I go home and chat? No, but yeah, y'all just be smart, be careful. When you're lighting those candles, please, I don't care if you go around the street, down the street, around the corner. Blow the candle out, you can relight it when you get back home. Don't, you go out there and you don't blow out the candle, and you go around the corner and you come back, you might not have nowhere to relight the candle, okay? Don't play with fire. Put your candles out before you leave the house. And yeah, that's my story time about the time my apartment caught fire. Lesson learned. Y'all learn these life lessons. But anyways, y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all any much longer. I definitely appreciate you guys listening to this story time. I hope it was interesting, fun, and I hope it taught you a lesson, because it surely taught me a lesson. I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me. Keep supporting me. Once I get to that 1,000 subscriber, we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway. So I'm gonna be paying attention to people who be watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Go ahead and click the button. It's free. It's free. I mean, all you gotta do is click the button. Click the button, subscribe, and watch. I mean, it's free. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And y'all, I'm out. Ice cream is done. Food is done. Y'all gotta go. Peace.